it is very clear that Maldives is a case of Hinduphobia. We have got far more money, we have got far better diplomacy, we have far more credibility, and tomorrow if India wants to actually create 10 Maldives, we have the money to do that. They should take the name, they should say that we are sorry, they should apologize to the Prime Minister of India. I don't care for this wishy-washy language here. Jai Hind friends, I'm Major Gaurav Arya and you're watching the Chanakya Dialogues English. Like this video, subscribe to our channel and don't forget to press the bell icon. Friends, you know the storm that has been brewing for the past 48 hours regarding Prime Minister Modi's trip to Lakshadweep. Now what happened was that Prime Minister Modi on the 4th of January this year went to Lakshadweep, and as is his habit, he will go and promote tourism and he will promote local cultures, art and crafts everywhere that he goes, right? And this is not after he became Prime Minister, this was even when he was Chief Minister of Gujarat. Even there he was promoting, Run of Kutch and Gujarat tourism, and because he believes that tourism is not just a means of earning livelihood, it is also about projection of the state, it is about getting revenue, it is about people getting jobs. There is so much that tourism can do. And then he lands up in Lakshadweep, and he says that if you're looking at adventure sports, come to Lakshadweep, it's a lovely place. And he says, I've tried snorkeling, and when I did snorkeling, it was fantastic, and you must come to Lakshadweep. Now Lakshadweep is part of India, and India's Prime Minister went to a part of India and he promoted a part of India. I don't know what happened. Ministers in Maldives started reacting viciously. There were slurs against Hinduism in the past, of course, by the people who are now ministers. Open slurs against Hinduism. The same people, if you say anything to them, they're going to scream Islamophobia. But for them, it is absolutely acceptable to deride anybody else's religion. That is what they've been taught from childhood. So, they started reacting. And let me read out a few of the reactions which came from the ministers of Maldives. The Prime Minister of India, Prime Minister Modi, when he visited Lakshadweep, a part of India, he did not mention anything about Maldives. He did not speak the name of Maldives. All he said was, let's develop our own infrastructure. I don't know what triggered what, but here are some of the responses. Now, one minister of Maldives, his name is Abdullah Mazhoom Majid. He says, while I wish success for India's tourism, targeting the Maldives so explicitly isn't diplomatic. India faces significant challenges competing in beach tourism, considering our resort infrastructure exceeds the total islands. Targeting the Maldives so explicitly? Nobody took the name of Maldives. The Prime Minister of India did not take the name of Maldives. I mean, why did they feel that if the Prime Minister of India says, come to India? Essentially, that the Prime Minister of India said that, come to Lakshadweep, India, come to India. That's all that he said. How is that targeting the Maldives? I have not understood. Unless the ministers of Maldives do know that while they might have more number of islands, India has got far more money. We have got far more money, we have got far better diplomacy, we have far more credibility. And tomorrow, if India wants to actually create 10 Maldives, we have the money to do that. You don't need to be an island. India has a vast, vast coastline. Maldives, nothing. We have thousands of kilometers of coastline. You don't have to be an island. Goa, one of the top tourist destinations in the world. One of the top tourist destinations in the world, Goa. Goa is not an island. Goa is famous for its beaches. You have beaches all over the southern states. Kerala has got mesmerizing beaches. Tamil Nadu has got fantastic beaches. All the southern states, Maharashtra downwards, have got great beaches. Gujarat has got beaches. Everybody's got beach. I mean, what is wrong with promoting one's own industry? Now he says that, targeting the Maldives. I don't know where this came from. No idea. Minister Mariam Shiuna. Now, I don't know what triggered this woman, but she's gone absolutely nuts and crazy. She says, what a clown. She's addressing the Prime Minister of India. She's saying, what a clown. The puppet of Israel, Mr. Narendra, diver with life jacket. And Maisha Sharif. Maisha Sharif she's the Deputy Minister of Youth Empowerment, Information and Arts, and she has got this huge list of tweets. People have gone to her this thing and taken out screenshots from her Twitter profile. Many of the tweets she has deleted now. And she has said, at the rate MDP activist, she's addressing the other party. Okay? This is an older tweet of 2020. And she's saying that at this rate, MDP activists and loyal members won't even hesitate to drink cow urine to make Modi believe how much they love India. Absolutely Hindu-phobic. Absolutely. There is hatred for Hindus in each of her tweets. And I don't want to read, because some tweets, because this is a family channel and we don't say things which many people on YouTube end up saying. This is a family channel. We'd like to keep it decent. This woman's language is extremely indecent. Extremely indecent. This is street language. And she's the minister. Okay? Then, member of the Progressive Party of Maldives. Now, his party is called the Progressive Party, and look at his thoughts. He's saying, the move is great. However, the idea of competing with us is delusional. Who said anything about competing? I want to ask all these ministers of Maldives, if you're listening, who talked about competing? We can wipe you out. Don't you understand? This is India. This is the world's 5th largest economy, going to become the 3rd largest economy. Competing with you. We haven't even got started. What are you saying, competing? Where did this idea come from? We don't compete with anybody. We don't compete with anybody. The world tries to match up to our standards. What are you saying? He's saying, how can they provide the services we offer? How can they be so clean? The permanent smell of the rooms will be the biggest downfall. The permanent smell. Now, this is nothing but Hindu phobia of the highest order, and these are radical Islamists. Look at the tweets, I'm telling you. Look at the tweets where she targets Hindus directly. She's talking about drinking cow urine. I don't know which Hindu they have imagined in their dreams who they have seen drinking cow urine. Right? Now, I don't want to say where in the Quran it says that it is good to drink camel urine. It mentioned it explicitly. Okay? And there are various hadiths to prove my point. I don't want to get into that. Because these guys are going to be the first one to scream Islamophobia. And they'll start beating their chest and crying. You know, it's okay if you target Hindus, but they can't take one back. So I'm not going to give it to the people of Maldives. I'm not going to do that here. This is not that platform. But it makes me very angry when people who are not worth 2 pennies open their mouth. Compete with you? You little insignificant fly on the wall. Compete with you. Now, there has been some damage control from the Maldivians, and former Foreign Minister Abdullah Shahid, he said the remarks by Maldivian leaders are reprehensible and odious, and blah, blah, and blah, and he says this is very wrong. And Musa Zamir, the current Foreign Minister, said that the recent remarks against foreign leaders and our close neighbors are unacceptable and do not reflect the position. See, I'll tell you what. Musa Zamir, the current Foreign Minister of Maldives, must have the courage to say specifically, don't say foreign leaders, say Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi. You made the comments against him. Don't make it generic. Be specific when you're apologizing, right? Or when you're trying to make things straight. Don't generalize. Don't generalize. Don't do that. You know, you have offended 1.4 billion Indians. And I'll tell you how this is rolling out. Maldives is going to be kicked in the guts. Not punched in the guts, kicked in the guts. Now, 3 ministers have been suspended. Obviously, the former president, Ibrahim Mohammed Saleh, also said that India has always been a good friend to Maldives, and we should not allow such callous remarks to negatively impact age-old friendship between the 2 countries, blah, blah, blah. Now, Maldives has taken action. 3 ministers have been suspended. Malsha Sharif, Abdullah Malzoom Majid, and Mariam Shiuna. And the statement by the government of Maldives is also there out in the open, is there on your screen, in which they say that the government is aware of derogatory remarks on social media platform against foreign leaders and high-ranking individuals. These opinions are personal. No, what high-ranking individuals, what foreign leaders? They should take the name. They should say that we are sorry. They should apologize to the Prime Minister of India. I don't care for this wishy-washy language. Yeah? I think nobody in India cares for this wishy-washy language. Derogatory remarks against foreign leaders. What foreign leaders? Say the Prime Minister of India. When you insulted the Prime Minister of India, you insulted 1.4 billion Indians. And we are not the type of people who take it lying down. Your insignificant nation will be made to suffer. So in response, India has summoned the Maldives envoy and lodged a very strong protest. And now here is how India has reacted. Ease My Trip CEO Nishant Pitti. Now Ease My Trip is one of the premier travel portals in India. Ease My Trip, in solidarity with our nation, Ease My Trip has suspended all Maldives flight bookings. This is what Nishant Pitti, who's the CEO of Ease My Trip, says, that we are with India. We have cancelled all flight bookings for Maldives from India. Thrilophilia has said it will issue a full refund to all its customers for their upcoming trips to Maldives. Make My Trip said, we have observed a 3,400% increase in on-platform searches for Lakshadweep ever since Honorable Prime Minister's visit. And a lot of celebrities have also, whether it's Sachin Tendulkar, Amitabh Bachchan, Akshay Kumar, Salman Khan, John Abraham, Irfan Pathan, Suresh Raina, Adar Poonawalla, and so many others. But the real kick in the guts, not punch in the guts, but real kick in the guts for Maldives is that more than 8,000 hotel bookings and 2,500 flight tickets have been cancelled. Entire functions, entire events that were being planned in Maldives have been cancelled. For an event, they'll book the entire hotel or the entire resort. 200 people going, 250 people going, 500 people going to Maldives. They've started cancelling everything. They've just started cancelling everything. Arun Pudur, this has some sort of a history. This is Mr. Arun Pudur, and he has said that the entire election campaign of Mohammad Muizzu is the current president. The entire election campaign, ladies and gentlemen, was based on Modi hatred and India hatred, because this man is a Chinese stooge. He's taken money from the Chinese personally, not in terms of taking money and developing Maldives, but taking money and pocketing that money. So he's a Chinese stooge, and his entire game was India out. India out? I mean, I don't understand what this India out nonsense is about here. I have not understood this. Maldives, the government of Maldives requested us for help. We put our manpower, we put our equipment. How is that putting Indian forces on ground? What we put are 2 or 3 helicopters and 1 Dornier aircraft, which is small teeny-weeny aircraft there. And of course, the pilot and the maintenance crew. When you say we want the Indian armed forces out, this man Muizzu is a liar. And I'm sorry that he's the president of Maldives, yeah. He's saying India out. I want the Indian armed forces, as if there is a theatre command in Maldives. There are a few dozen people there looking after the maintenance of the aircraft, training the Maldivian forces, flying helicopters for these guys so they can evacuate people who are unwell. The Maldives requested India with folded hands, sir, we don't have the means of getting our sick people from one island to the other if the hospital is in the other island. We have no means to do that. Can you help us? So India put a couple of helicopters there. So we'd like surveillance over our seas because there are a lot of narcotics and smuggling, etc. happening. Can you please help us? So India put a Dornier there. And obviously there'll be people to fly that Dornier and people to fly those helicopters now saying, Indian armed forces get out. As if there is a goddamn theatre command there with the Army, Navy and Air Force and 1 4-star general commanding, the Maldives command or something like that. How stupid, yeah. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I have some figures to share with you. And this is regarding the number of tourists who have gone to Maldives and what percentage are Indians and where do Indians stand in this entire table with Maldives. Here are the number of visitors to Maldives in 2023. India, with 209,198 arrivals, is at rank number 1, which means that India sends the maximum number of tourists to Maldives. I would just like to tell the government of Maldives, you just upset your biggest client. How stupid is that? Followed by Russia with 209,146 people, China with 187,118 people, United Kingdom with 155,730, and then Germany, Italy, USA, France, Spain and Switzerland, and on and on and on it goes. I don't understand the logic. I mean, it's very stupid if you're talking about business. Your biggest customer, you try and insult your biggest customer because you think that's going to be very cool. And when your customer hits back, then you delete your tweets and you get suspended. And the world is laughing at you. Anyway, one more report that I'd like to bring to your notice, ladies and gentlemen, is the US Department of Treasury's Office of Foreign Assets Control, OFAC, has designated key leaders and financial facilitators of ISIS and Al-Qaeda in Maldives. The designation includes 20 individuals associated with ISIS Khorasan, and Al-Qaeda operatives, along with 29 companies linked to that. There are 29 companies which are funding Al-Qaeda, which are based in Maldives. And of course, 20 individuals. The Adu City Cell, an ISIS-affiliated group based in Maldives, has been involved in terror plots since 2018. Here you go. This is where the Hindu hatred comes from. You know, it is not possible. Maldives, for its survival, depends on tourism. Understand this concept, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm trying to explain. Maldives, for its economic survival, depends on tourism. Indians form the largest tourist group that goes to Maldives. And this is Maldives Department of Tourism's own website. Okay? Why would you upset the people who give you maximum revenue? Why would you upset them? This hate is not based on logic. And looking at the past tweets of the ministers, it is very clear that Maldives is a case of Hindu phobia. It is nothing but a case of Hindu phobia, Hindu hatred. Maldives is a Muslim country, but there are so many Muslim countries who are very nice to everybody. You go to the UAE, nobody cares. In the UAE, you go to Dubai, nobody cares about your religion here. They don't ask whether you're Hindu, Muslim, Sikh or Christian here. They don't care. Saudi Arabia is slowly and slowly trying to reform. And they're saying, welcome everybody, welcome here. You go to the Gulf, everything is very normal. I don't know what's wrong with Maldives. Why is it trying to become the next Pakistan? If you want to become the next Pakistan, Maldives will make you the next Pakistan. So thank you for watching this video, ladies and gentlemen, and now we'll go to the question and answers. The first question is from Harshal Mehta. Sir, don't you think that with Bhavya and Divya, Sri Ram Mandir consecration ceremony, we as a Rashtra realizing a potential and true spirit of Rashtravad, Bharat in true sense is on its way to becoming a Hindu Rashtra? See, I'll tell you what, I don't know about this because when you say Hindu Rashtra, what do you mean by Hindu Rashtra? We are a Hindu Rashtra already. We are 83-84% Hindu. We are a Hindu Rashtra. There is no becoming a Hindu Rashtra. And I'll tell you, Nepal is majority Hindu. I'll give you an example. You know, we'll discuss India in a minute. Let me give you an example. Nepal was a monarchy. Nepal was a Hindu Rashtra. And people together volunteered to become a secular nation. Nepal is a case in point. And the Nepalis are the same people. Nepalis are like Indians and Indians are like Nepalis. There is no difference. The Nepalis were ruled by the Maharaja, who's supposed to be an avatar of Bhagwan Vishnu. Nepal was a Hindu state. It was a Hindu country. Nepal was a Hindu Rashtra. And Nepal chose to become secular because the majority of the Nepalis are Hindus. And for anybody who's afraid that once India becomes Hindu Rashtra, this will happen, no. The final guarantee of India remaining secular is that India is about 83% Hindu. That is why India is secular. Otherwise, there are 57 countries who are part of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, 57 Muslim countries or countries that identify themselves as Islamic. I would love to be educated if somebody can tell me if there is a true democracy or a true secular society amongst these 57. If there is, I would love to be educated. Santosh Warrior. He says, Jai Shri Ram and Kalika Mata ki Jai. Shri Ram, Santosh ji and Kalika Mata ki Jai. East Pakistan was created as those Muslims believed they couldn't coexist with Hindus. So why is India helping Bangladesh now economically and militarily to an extent that Modi ji invited Sheikh Hasina to the G20 and introduced her to the world leaders? While 71 was a geopolitical necessity, are we not just helping the Bangladeshis develop capabilities that may someday help them to cause us harm? Are they not just a smarter version of Pakistan? You have a very valid point actually. See, what Prime Minister Modi is doing and what Dr. Jaishankar is doing is diplomacy. But yeah, they are a more intelligent version of Pakistan. Because see, I'll tell you the two-nation theory, and this whole movement of Pakistan was started from what is now Bangladesh. It is the Bengali Muslims who led it. The Pakistani Punjabis, which is now Pakistan, they are people who eat breakfast and go to sleep and only get up for lunch. They are highly unproductive people, Pakistani Punjabis. You know, they don't account for very much. They don't do much. It was the Bengalis who were emotional, the Bengalis who were highly intelligent. And they were the people who actually, I don't know if you've heard about this, you must, I forget his full name, is called Suharwardi. You must read about him. And then you will come to know what happened. So yes, to a large extent, Bangladesh is a geopolitical necessity. It's our neighbor. And yes, we have introduced them in G20, etc., etc. And I'm sure the Foreign Office has something in its mind while doing so. But the fact of the matter is, yes. Is it a radicalized society? Yes. It's an educated and a radicalized society. There is mass killing of Hindus in Bangladesh. All that is happening, and they are essentially the people who had a huge part in creation of Pakistan. So your point is not wrong. That's what I'm saying. You're not wrong. Though this issue is slightly more complicated than that, but you're not wrong. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching this video. And if you like this video, press the like button, subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon. Jai Hind, Vande Mataram, Bharat Mata Ki Jai.